Fossils are not just ancient remains, they are the very foundation of our understanding of life on Earth. From towering Tyrannosaurus rex to delicate insects that once fluttered through prehistoric skies, fossils connect us to a world long gone, helping us answer questions that have baffled scientists for centuries. These ancient relics offer glimpses of ecosystems long lost to time, revealing how life evolved and adapted over millions of years. Fossils are invaluable in the field of paleontology. They help researchers reconstruct entire ecosystems, understand evolutionary changes, and even identify the causes of mass extinctions. For example, dinosaur fossils help us understand the rise and fall of these prehistoric giants, but they also shed light on broader questions about life and death in Earth's past. The presence of certain plants, animals, and geological features in these fossils tells a larger story about the environment and climate of the time. However, fossils are not only valuable to scientists. Many fossils, especially those of dinosaurs, have become highly sought after by private collectors, museums, and even the general public. This has led to a booming fossil market. But unfortunately, it has also made fossils prime targets for theft and illegal trade. Fossils with a unique or complete skeleton can fetch millions of dollars, driving a dangerous black market that harms scientific progress and the preservation of these priceless relics. The theft of fossils, particularly rare ones, has far-reaching consequences not only for paleontological research, but also for global cultural heritage. With fossil prices skyrocketing, criminals are exploiting these treasures, robbing museums, research sites, and natural history institutions of the very specimens that could answer fundamental questions about life on Earth. As fossils have gained immense value in the eyes of collectors, the dark world of fossil theft has flourished. The theft of fossils is not only a loss to science, but also to the entire world, as these specimens are irreplaceable. One of the most shocking cases was the theft of the fighting dinosaurs fossil from Mongolia, a rare and breathtaking find depicting a Protoceratops locked in battle with a velociraptor. This fossil wasn't just a scientific marvel, it was a moment frozen in time, capturing the struggle for survival in the Cretaceous period. In 2000, the fossil was stolen from its excavation site and smuggled across international borders. The loss was devastating, both to paleontologists who had hoped to study it in its original context and to humanity's shared history. The black market didn't just steal a fossil. It stole an opportunity to unlock secrets about these creatures' behaviors and ecosystems. The fighting dinosaurs fossil could have shed light on predator-prey relationships, and its loss denied scientists the chance to examine the fine details that would have contributed to our understanding of prehistoric life. Another infamous case involved the auction of a Tyrannosaurus rex skeleton named Stan, sold in 2020 for a staggering $31 million while legal. The sale raised red flags about how fossils end up in auction houses and whether they were obtained through ethical means. The story of Stan highlights the blurred lines between legitimate fossil sales and illegal trading. How many other fossils are lost to science, sold under the table for private gain? How many Stan-like specimens are out there, tainted by theft and deception? But it's not just high-profile cases. Fossil theft occurs on a global scale, from the Gobi Desert to the Badlands of North America. Even in places where fossil hunting is tightly regulated, theft and illegal trade remain rampant. The black market for fossils has expanded into online auction platforms, where people unknowingly buy stolen items from unverified sources. This growing trade in stolen fossils continues to hinder scientific research and access to these irreplaceable pieces of our planet's history. The fossil black market is an underworld operation, where priceless relics are stolen and sold with little regard for their scientific value. Fossil smuggling rings operate across borders, often concealed within larger criminal networks dealing in drugs, wildlife, and stolen art. These fossils, once taken from the ground, are lost to science, sold to the highest bidder, and become commodities in an illegal market that fuels corruption and exploitation. Fossil smugglers have developed sophisticated methods to evade customs checks, falsifying documents and hiding fossils within shipments of legal goods. Some fossils are sold through underground channels, hidden away in private collections that may never see the light of day, in museums or academic research centers. As online marketplaces grow, so does the ease with which stolen fossils can be sold globally. These smuggling rings often operate with little oversight, using fake permits and altered paperwork to deceive authorities. In some cases, stolen fossils are even sold under the guise of being legitimate or ethically obtained through private dealers. Some fossil collectors have found themselves unknowingly purchasing stolen items, complicit in a global trade that undermines research and damages the fossil record. Every stolen fossil deprives humanity of knowledge. It's not just about the loss of a physical object, it's about the loss of a connection to the past. Fossils help us understand how life evolved and adapted to the world's ever-changing environments. When they are stolen, these pieces of history are erased, making it harder to answer fundamental questions about the natural world. The illegal fossil trade also puts immense pressure on governments to enforce tighter controls. While some countries have enacted laws to protect fossils, global cooperation is needed to stop these smuggling rings at the source. But it's not just about regulations, it's about building a culture that values fossils as heritage rather than merchandise. The consequences of fossil theft are far-reaching and irreversible. When fossils are taken, they are removed from their original contexts that contain invaluable information about ancient ecosystems, extinct species, and the planet's changing environment. Every fossil tells a story, not only about the species it represents, but also about the ecosystem it lived in. Fossil theft robs us of these stories. For example, a fossilized Tyrannosaurus rex bone isn't just a bone, it's a key to understanding the behavior of one of the most fearsome predators that ever lived. When stolen, it no longer serves its purpose for research. Scientists can't use it to understand the predatory behavior, feeding habits, or the environment of the Cretaceous period. It's lost forever. Additionally, fossil theft disrupts the continuity of research. Without specimens being documented and stored in their original settings, subsequent discoveries can become isolated, limiting their scientific value. The stolen fossils cannot provide the context that is necessary for a holistic understanding of their environment. In this way, fossil theft erases entire chapters of the Earth's history. Furthermore, the theft of fossils undermines public education and cultural heritage. Museums and institutions around the world have spent decades building collections that are crucial for education and research. When fossils are stolen, it diminishes the ability of future generations to learn about the Earth's past. This loss doesn't just affect scientists, it affects the world's collective knowledge and cultural understanding of our history. The repercussions are deeply felt by paleontologists, museum curators, and educators. They understand the loss goes beyond the fossils themselves. It impacts the pursuit of knowledge and the education of tomorrow's scientists. To combat fossil theft, it's essential that we take both preventative and reactive measures. Thankfully, there are already efforts underway. International cooperation is key. Global organizations like Interpol and UNESCO have taken a stand against the illegal trade of fossils. The UNESCO Convention on the Means of Prohibiting and Preventing the Illicit Import, Export, and Transfer of Ownership of Cultural Property plays a crucial role in stopping the smuggling of fossil specimens across borders. Moreover, museums and research institutions have increasingly adopted advanced technologies such as 3D scanning to digitally document fossils. This allows scientists to create accurate digital replicas that can be shared globally and ensures that even if a fossil is stolen, its digital counterpart remains. These digital records act as proof of the fossil's existence and origin, helping law enforcement to track down stolen specimens. But it's not just about technology, it's about public awareness. Educating the public on the importance of fossils and the dangers of purchasing illegally obtained specimens can help reduce the demand for black market fossils. Museums, schools, and online campaigns play a critical role in spreading the message that fossils are not commodities to be bought and sold, but irreplaceable treasures of our shared history. Governments are also playing their part by tightening regulations on fossil trade. Countries are starting to implement stricter laws to ensure fossils are documented and traced from their source to the market. The public must remain vigilant, reporting suspicious fossil sales and ensuring that these treasures are preserved for future generations. In our fight to protect fossils, technology is our greatest ally. The advent of 3D scanning and digital modeling has revolutionized the way we preserve fossils. These technologies allow us to create highly detailed digital replicas of fossils, capturing every contour, texture, and imperfection without ever touching the specimen itself. These digital models are stored in secure online databases accessible by paleontologists, researchers, and institutions worldwide. If a fossil is stolen, its digital twin serves as proof of its existence, helping to track down the criminal networks that deal in stolen goods. Furthermore, these models can be shared across international borders, allowing scientists to collaborate on research without ever physically handling the fossils. Beyond preserving fossils, digital technology also allows us to create 3D printed replicas for use in education and museum displays. These replicas are incredibly accurate and allow the public to experience the awe of seeing these ancient creatures up close without the risk of damaging the original fossils. Museums are the guardians of our planet's fossil treasures. These institutions house some of the most scientifically important specimens, and they play a vital role in protecting fossils for future generations. Museums not only preserve fossils, but also make them accessible to the public and researchers to ensure their collections are protected. Many museums have implemented cutting-edge security measures. These measures include surveillance cameras, biometric access control, and even the use of RFID tags embedded in fossils for real-time tracking. Some institutions have gone so far as to create virtual museums, where digital replicas of fossils are made available online, ensuring that these priceless pieces of history are never lost. But museum protection doesn't stop at security. Museums are also responsible for educating the public about the importance of fossils. By hosting exhibits, offering educational programs, and engaging with communities, museums help raise awareness about the need to protect fossils and prevent illegal trade. Through these efforts, museums act as both custodians and advocates for the preservation of our Earth's past. Fossil smuggling is a serious and often underreported crime. Fossil smuggling rings operate in a shadowy underworld, using forged documents and clandestine routes to transport stolen fossils across borders. These criminal networks not only exploit valuable natural resources, but also jeopardize scientific research and cultural heritage. International law enforcement agencies like Interpol and UNESCO's World Heritage Division have taken a strong stance against fossil trafficking. These organizations work closely with local law enforcement to monitor and disrupt smuggling rings. Coordinated operations have led to the recovery of numerous stolen fossils and the arrest of individuals involved in fossil trafficking. However, the fight is far from over. Fossil smugglers continue to evolve their tactics, and the illegal market remains lucrative. It's crucial for international cooperation to continue and for countries to strengthen their laws surrounding fossil protection. The public has a critical role to play in the fight to protect fossils. Many people may not realize that purchasing an illegal fossil can have far-reaching consequences, both for science and for cultural heritage. By being informed and conscious consumers, we can all contribute to the preservation of these ancient treasures. When buying fossils, always ensure that they come from a legitimate source. Ask for documentation that proves the fossil's legal origins. By doing so, you help reduce the demand for illegally obtained specimens and prevent fossil theft. Additionally, if you witness suspicious fossil sales or theft, it's important to report it to the authorities. Your actions could lead to the recovery of stolen fossils and help dismantle the criminal networks that exploit them. Looking forward, the protection of fossils will require ongoing collaboration between governments, museums, scientists, and the public. The fight against fossil theft is far from over, but with technological advancements, stronger international agreements, and increased public awareness, we can ensure that fossils remain protected for future generations. The future of fossil protection lies in our hands. As technology continues to evolve, so too will our ability to safeguard fossils and preserve the stories they tell. By working together, we can help ensure that these irreplaceable pieces of Earth's history are protected for all to study, learn from, and cherish.